All right, we've got some people here. Good morning. You're all on mute when you come in automatically. If you want to talk, you have to unmute. That will, but keeping it on mute will help reduce the noise in the background. And also, just want to make note to everybody that, hold on, my head's getting cut off here. There you go. That this is going to be a recorded session. Hi. Oh, hold on. I got to turn this off. Wow. Okay. Having the chat room on and the other computer and being in Zoom, that didn't work. Oh, people are coming in. Look at that. Marianella, Suzanne, Wayne. Wayne is coming. I think he left to get a cup of coffee. Christina. Hola. So again, you're all on mute by default, so you may need to unmute. And if you don't have if you can't hear me, can everybody hear me? You can hear me? If you can't hear me, you have to use the phone. See Lionel in the background there. Hi, Lionel. It's a good thing he's got his jammies on. Everybody get your coffee? Hey, Lionel. Let me see, chat. Awesome. No, cancel. Don't want to do that. There is a way. Oh, this is new to me, so I want to share a document. I think. How do I do this? So I'm trying to, there should be a shared document thing here. Well, people are coming in. Advanced sharing options.
Alan, you have to do share your screen. You open the document and then just do share your screen through Zoom and it will share the document as well.
Yes, but there's a way to transfer the document so you can grab it and download it. All right, so let's see.
Where is your document right now?
Okay, let's do that. I'm looking for a shared document. I might have to email it.
Alan, I was just about to say it might be better for you to share the screen and then email us the document so we can download it.
Yeah, I was hoping I could, because I was in a Zoom chat last week and I was able to just grab the folder and share it. That's kind of cool. All right, keep that separate. Well, I'm still learning. Merge. How do I do that? Chat. It's okay. People are still coming in. I am going to. I have to follow up with an email. Invite. Manage participants. Okay. Well, something I have to learn more lately. Yes, I will have to email the document. So let me pull it up first. Bingo. All right. And I'm disappointed. I thought I could share this. What happened? Let me do this. Oh, hey Yogini, did you mean to do that? Yogini? Thank you. So this is the document. Okay, so we got price. Who else is here? All right, hold on a sec. I gotta clean off gotta rearrange my screen. Back. All right. Are we good? Everybody can see the document? I also just emailed it to you folks. So hopefully you'll get it and you can download it and go over it as well. So I got the document up on the front page here. I trust everybody's seeing this okay. So I just give you a few minutes, get yourself set. Just text me an okay if everybody's got it and they can read it good. Check your email too. We still got a few more people joining. Jania's joined us. Mike, welcome, Mike. I'm still trying to get the Zoom thing worked out, so I'm learning. So I'm emailing you guys the document. And I'm also sharing it on the screen. Awesome. Good, good, good. All right. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started and just let everybody know I'm recording this for posterity's sake. Also, Alan Randall probably want to see it, and for those who couldn't make the meeting today, we'll be able to make that available to them too. So here we are, page 1, doing business in the threat of the coronavirus. Alan approached me a couple of weeks ago and wanted to put together something for all of you folks. We wanted to put it in a nice, neat package, and we had to determine what that was going to be, because we knew real estate was still going to be relevant, and we wanted to keep people busy. But in light of the fears, and justifiably, and everything that's been going on, we decided to see how much we could do virtually. So we put together this document, and I made mention of it last week, and I said we were going to have a meeting on Friday. I just didn't say which Friday. So here we are, Friday, and let's dig right in. Basically, at the beginning of this, just says, hey, in light of everything that's going on, people are being more cautious, and you want to be able to address that for your own selves and the safety of our customers. Getting into technology, where things are at now, and where things have been moving, certainly for I can attest to my children, the younger generation, they like to do everything online. They shop online, you can buy cars online, you can do everything online now. What about houses? So we dig in, we want to use the technology we have at hand. So right here in the middle of the page, when we do cold calling, and I've been talking to many of you off and on for the last several weeks, getting leads. What do we do with leads? Well, getting the leads is always about getting the meeting. And in this day and age, right now, getting the meeting is going to be difficult. But with the technology we have, it might be easier. So just talking to one of our realtors this morning that just signed on with BombBomb, and apparently some of the things that I've been sending out, I got positive feedback on, with good information in a short period of time. A lot of times people will stop to watch and listen to a short video as opposed to sitting there reading through pages of stuff. So this is pages of stuff combined with a video, but the pages contain a lot of information that will be for your reference as a nice, neat package going forward, especially getting the listings. So, using BombBomb email to reach out, to get in touch with your customers or prospects is certainly a good way to do that. And by the way, while we're doing this, if at any point you guys have a question, just unmute yourselves, ask the question, remute, and at some point we'll see how this works for open discussion so that we can have multiple conversations. But technology, using BombBomb in your emails. So you've seen what I've been able to do to put out a little bit of information to a lot of people, especially if you want to do mass emails, things like that. BombBomb works great in essence that you can using the tool itself, you can send out to large groups of people, and so you don't have to customize it. You can do a general email. BombBomb also ties directly in with Gmail as an extension. So you could actually be typing an email and just hit a button and it will record and embed a short video directed right at a specific customer. So if you were writing me an email, you could actually type up information and in the video say, hey, Alan, I got some great information for you below, with whatever information you're trying to share. Maybe it's market values in their neighborhoods have gone up in spite of everything that's going on. You want to share good news. So you can do that, hit click, bam, it's part of the email. You just send it right off. You don't even have to go into BombBomb. So once you make contact, you get people calling you, and I know a lot of you are probably already using some of this stuff. Skype is still around, people still use it. FaceTime is very popular. WhatsApp is a very popular tool lately, which by the way works great internationally. People can use WhatsApp tied to their phone numbers, and they just get hit with their local data charge. Facebook Messenger is another one, and you're probably aware of others that you can add to your toolbox. So those are great ways to, on your smartphone or wherever, have a conversation with a client. They can even give you a virtual tour of their home with their phone and just show you around the house and what's up. Any concerns, things that they want to point out, especially if you're meeting with a prospective client and they want you to do a evaluation on their home. So those tools are available and at little to, actually all of these are pretty much no cost. And when you're ready to sit down with your client and present the information you have for the listing, we have GoToMeeting, Zoom, right? And WebEx is another one. So any of those will work quite nicely. Zoom, actually, you can get for free. It's a free account. So you can set up something like this, husband, wife, whoever, and you can even get the loan officer involved if they're, doing a pre-qual. You can do an introduction and get Nick involved, or Tony or whomever. And so now you could be sitting with your lender, working the pre-qual process, maybe just doing an introduction, or you're just sitting with your clients, and you can share your screen, things on your screen. So you can share comps, things like that. You can do what I did, email them a report ahead of time, and that way they can have it in front of them. So all of these things allow you to interact with customers without having to do any, without having to go there. Although I still, it's tough for me, but it's going to be an adjustment for all of us, and not only for the short term, but I'm reading articles that what we're going through right now and the shift that we're going through, things could shift quite significantly in the way we do business going forward, even in the wake after everything clears. So here we get into showing the home, right? So okay, you've got the listing, you got it up on MLS, or you're getting ready to put it up on MLS, and but now your customers are like, well, we're still living here. We don't want people tromping through our home, especially the way things are. So how do we reduce that? We make a video. I pointed out in this particular paragraph up top, I worked with another agent. We just sold a home, and the gentleman was from California. We just went through the homes, did videos, and sent him the videos narrated. And he was able to see what he liked or didn't like, use our commentary, and make the decision that way. He ultimately bought a home just through video and through the feedback he got during the inspection process. And he's moved in and quite comfortable right now. So I'm glad he's comfortable, because we need to be in our own homes. So videos, right? So make a video of the entire home. Now, obviously, if people are living in it, it's got to be clean, it's got to be tidy, and you can help them out with that by giving them, instructions. It's like whatever you can shove under the bed, shove under the bed, in the closets, whatever. Maybe not the closet, especially if they're walk-in. You want to include those too, because what you want to be able to do is give somebody the walk-through experience that they would if they were actually in the home. So you actually want video of the closets, not necessarily pictures, but the entire home and the yard outside around the home, and do it narrated, put it up on a Google Drive, make it shareable. You can post the links to videos on YouTube and link them to your business page, and you can use those as well. And MLS even allows you to link to tours, so you can actually create your own tours and put the links right in MLS. Another option is 3D capture virtual reality tour platform. I've used Matterport in the past. There are several out there, and we have a gentleman here. You will not have all met him yet, but you will. He's working with recruiting, and he has other talents as well. Well, he happens to have the photography equipment as well. So when you talk about professional photography, I was able to hire a photographer. I know this was a couple of years ago, but for pretty decent money, we got a pretty complete package. Here, under professional photography, something we can offer a listing customer is now a 3D virtual reality tour with a detailed program. And if any of you have ever seen these, it's really quite fascinating. You can actually, it's like standing in the room, and you can actually look around and walk through the room and go up the stairs, down the stairs, walk and view the closets. It's quite extensive, and it's really kind of a nice tool. Now you package that with a narrated video, high resolution pictures of the home, which you would post on MLS anyway, and a drone flyover. Now we're talking about, because people can't necessarily go there and walk around the property, or they can, this is just an option, but you can actually do a drone flyover of the house and around the property, so people get a really good feel for that. And it's really kind of nice. Here's our cost. This is within AmeriTeam, so it's we are the resource. $199 for up to 1,500 square foot home. This is a fixed price. So now you can go to your client and go, and you can calculate and come up with an exact cost of what the package would be. And this is all payable at closing. So anything over 1,500 square feet, it's an extra $50 per 1,000 square feet. So it's predictable. So depending on the size of the home, you can pretty much predict what the package would cost. And again, you can roll that into payable at closing, which is kind of nice. You can pay for it out of commission, or you can sell it as a package to your client for the listing. Here's the resource at the bottom, right here in Orlando. Right now, it's the greater Orlando area. So if we need to expand to other areas, that's something we have to consider. But right now, pretty much, it covers a huge area. It's not just, Orange County and some of the local counties, I think we're in pretty good shape. Miami, we might have a problem with. Anyway, Chris Holmes is the gentleman, and that's his direct number right there. He'll be providing the services. And by the way, these are edited. It's not raw footage, so some of this will be going through, and there's a process for the 3D tours that has to be done to package the whole thing together. So there's a little work involved in here, and that's a pretty decent price. The other thing we wanted to cover too, in regards to where we're at, encouragement, right? So I was speaking to Yogini this morning about educating our potential customers, our prospects. I don't know if I want to list my home. I don't know if I want to do, this and this, right where we are in this economy, in this market right now, with the way things are going on. Well, we can encourage them. And there are things that we can do by making things virtual that could actually, help them change their minds and move forward with doing what they wanted to do. So with that, they can actually don't forget, for buyers, there's the inspection, the right to cancel, which means at that particular point they could have the opportunity to walk through the home, and if there was something they didn't like, they could cancel. And buyer incentives from the sellers that can offer full home sanitization. So we did a little research here, and I called around a couple of companies. Had one, oh, he was awesome. Thought he would be great. He wouldn't return my phone calls, which was kind of kind of revealing, right? Because we want to get somebody who's reliable and can offer a good service, but they have to be available too. And the third time I got in touch with him, and he said, I'm with a client, can I call you back? And I said, geez, you haven't called me back in 3 days. So what's going to be different? And he got a little curt with me and said, I'm with a customer. I was fine. He's plenty busy, didn't need our business. So onward and upward, I talked to Service Pro, was kind of expensive, and but they offer it as well. But we found this company, 911 Restoration Inc. The gentleman there works locally. His name is Zachary Greer. They've been doing this for years, apparently, since before the virus. But they offer this sanitization. Now, they're not going to go in and scrub the bathrooms and clean all that. That's not what this is about. But for a very small price, $500 for the first 2,000 square feet, and then 25 cents for anything over that. So it's, again, you can calculate it out for your customer and make it a fixed price. So now you can offer them video, and they can, as a buyer incentive, can offer a package, sanitization. You buy my home, we'll have it sanitized, and they have a fixed price for this. Now, buyers who want to put in an offer and want the home to be sanitized could put this into the additional terms. Hey, I want 3% toward closing costs, and I'd like my home to be sanitized, please. And you'll know the information, so you can actually ask for X amount of dollars, up to X amount of dollars for sanitization. So it's kind of a nice little tool. They're going to work with us. And by the way, Dot Loop's already been updated. So 911 Restoration Inc. is already in our brand new, as of yesterday, what's the document? AmeriTeam Realty disclosure, one of the disclosures. So you might want to take a note that vendor list keeps getting a little bit bigger on that last page. So anyway, we've added 911 Restoration to them. They'll be very responsive, and we're also having completed talks with them. I didn't want to put this off any longer, but there may be a $50 commission. They didn't mention there might be a commission, whether it's a dollar amount or a percentage of that is to be seen. But this will be a living document. Any updates to this, everybody will be notified. I'm actually thinking about putting this document into Dot Loop, so that when you download a template for buyer or seller, bam, this just pops in with it. You have a copy of it, and I can keep it updated that way as well. So there you have it. Now below all the obvious things, I just thought I'd put them in here. Look, we have low-tech solutions that are still being used. Gloves, masks, if you can find them, if you've got them. And these are things that you can offer too when you're going to show a home. Because ultimately, it may even be a vacant home, but you don't necessarily know who has who's gone in there before you. So these are things we want to be cognizant of as well. Also, in this paragraph too, other safety precautions. So we're talking about crowds, things like that. It would be good if you could. We know that sometimes large families like to all go out and view homes. And you might want to limit it to 1 or 2 people at a time taking the tour. That way it's just you and mom and dad and the aunts, uncles, cousins. Everybody else can stay outside, by the car, wherever. But let's just do what we need to do to make everybody safe. That's what that's all about. Home inspections. So one of the other things too is we call around to some of the home inspectors that we and some of our agents have been familiar with. We wanted to identify a home inspector that would be reliable and also cognizant of the situation we're in, and actually have written standard operating procedure for working in this environment. We located American Home Services. They're out of Claremont, but they do the whole Central Florida area. They do have an SOP. They work under CDC guidelines, and which may or may not include all of these things, but each inspector has his own E-key, which means they can go in alone. They don't need somebody with them. And in fact, even for occupied homes, they ask, they don't force anyone, but they ask if the family could leave the home for a short time while the inspection is going on. And they offer this company offers a summary video, which is really kind of nice. So any of the hot points that they've got, that sometimes come with inspections, they'll actually have a video that they'll offer the customer so they can actually see that firsthand, which is kind of nice. Again, home inspections, it's depending on, like they all are, size of the home, all that, it's cost per quote, and that's all that's from the buyer anyway. But just nice to know that we have a resource that takes these things into consideration. I do have some information from them too. Some of their guidelines and the services, more details, which I will put online as well, so you'll have access to that supportive documentation. Financing. So yeah, we're working with Equity Prime, and we had a meeting with them and Equitable Title last week to discuss some of the things moving forward. How are we going to do business? They are trying to move toward paperless, but we're not quite there yet. In fact, a lot of the things that they do right now are pretty much through email anyway. I mean, all the documents, W-2 statements, tax documents, bank statements, all of that can be transferred electronically. It's not really till we get to the closing that lenders are requiring what's called wet signatures, right? The digital signatures, everything we get through Dotloop, which is really kind of nice, as that's virtual. And I think, I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was Jennie Mae or Fannie Mae. It was one of the two that has have approved digital signatures. They all haven't followed suit yet. We're hoping they will, and we'll certainly keep you informed of that. If that's the case, when we actually go to closings, everything could be handled virtually, which brings us back, brings us down to the closing day. Oh yeah, just so you know, so I got some notes here too. I just wanted to, some of the notes that came out of our meeting with Equity Prime. Just kind of note, because of the way things are, and you may have experienced some of this already, because I know some of you are still got some stuff going on. Things may take a little longer. Appraisals can generally get pushed out, because some people are appraisers are 1099, so some of them are opting not to go into people's houses, so they have to shop around. But other appraisers are. Same with inspectors too. Got to allow a little bit, a few more days. Mortgages are getting a little crazy too, with the fluctuation of our interest rates. They're getting hit with a lot of requests for refinancing, which is good for them, but it reduces, plus a lot of them are working from home, so their offices like us here are reduced staff. So just allow a little bit more time for that. In fact, in talking to whoever lender you happen to be working with, our conversations with Equity Prime might want to include, it may not be easy to get a 30-day turnaround for a close. I know generally for most of us, we put 30 days to close. Well, given the way things are, you might want to just default to 45. Just make things a little easier for everybody without having to put in an extension. And as I've shown some of you when we do contracts, you could do on or before. So if you do 45 days out on or before that date, you said on or before, if the option to pull it in is good, it's already part of the contract. You have the option to pull it in and close early. So just kind of note that things may take a little bit longer. Appraisals, turnaround times for pre-processing or processing and underwriting. And right now, qualifications seem to be making are the same. Down payment assistance loans have been placed on hold at the moment. DPA, Yeah. So that's going to be an issue for some of our buyers. And yeah, they still have to be employed. That's another issue. So I'll put a copy of this together and get this out in an email as well. But these are just some points that our lender wanted to point out, to keep those things in the back of your in your mind when you're talking. We're writing contracts or talking about listing a home. Closing day. So Equitable Title, they're working on best practices. They're actually doing as many documents virtually as they can. So even before closing, if they can send anything out and have it signed digitally, they do. They're actually holding some of their closings outdoors, weather permitting. Certainly a day like this would work. And right now, the only wet signatures required are the loan docs. And from what I understand, they're only having like one person in the office at a time to sign the docs, and keeping it, keeping control that way. They keep their offices sanitized, and we also have virtual notaries now. So notaries can actually do online. There's a certification for that, and I know our very own Carmen Nazario is a notary, and she does these floating closings, and she's looking at getting certified for virtual as well. So that'd be kind of cool. Let me see, anything else here? Precautions. Yeah, so that's where we're at here. Equitable Title. Oh, I do have a note here from Barbara. They're offering a $75 off their closing fee. So if they get into, we get the listing and, that they're amenable to this package, yeah, the $75 off the closing fee, which is really kind of nice. Just a few other things noteworthy. This is the bottom, page 5. This is the last page. Unforeseen delays. Yes, if you go on to .loop and you go into .loop templates to add for an extension, you will find a coronavirus COVID-19 extension addendum. Yes, and it's contracts COVID-1. That's the revision. And so if you guys have to push off a deal because something related to this, hey, they already have a form for it. Also, I found this other important resources for all of us. NAR has put out a coronavirus guide for realtors, safeties and precautions, all of that. So all of this to try to keep you guys, all of us, mine too. I've got a couple of deals going on, and I want to make sure that we're safe and our customers are safe and that we can keep doing business. So the idea is we can talk to our customers and say, hey, you know what, our realtor has put together a program for us so that we can actually continue to do business and do it safely and responsibly, but realistically too, which is really kind of nice. So I'm going to open it up here. If there are any questions, now's the time. Don't forget to unmute if you're trying to say anything, or you can type it. I've got cameras on one side and text on the other.
Alan, are we still allowed to hold open houses, either virtual or if it's a vacant property?
Yes, open houses, absolutely. But I would follow the same guidelines. Be protective. Bring some Lysol with you, and don't allow crowds in the house. If you've got a couple coming in, first of all, try to do open houses with a partner. If you've got a couple coming through the house, let them walk through the house, and then have the conversation with them, at a fair distance, and then than the next couple. So you want to try to control the traffic. It's easy to do that with 2 people. Now you can do a virtual open house. So what you could do, and it's funny too, because I've done open houses before. You do a whole video, post it on Facebook and the whole thing. You can actually try hosting a virtual open house. There's some articles out there, and some people are already trying to do it. Especially if it's your listing, which would be really kind of cool because you're going to have all the 3D stuff and everything. So you could do it as an event, maybe as a Zoom event. You could share it. But try that. Try virtual open house. Do a whole video tour. See how that works out. Bryce, Bryce, did you do an open house recently?
No, I was trying to do a listing, and then the homeowner's a nurse, and so she's all wrapped up in the COVID stuff.
Yeah, so she's extra busy. All right, all right. So, yeah, and certainly open houses are easy to do on vacant homes. Take all those things I showed you earlier and put those into practice. But I don't know. See, we can conduct business. I don't know what would happen if you know, with the lockdown and everything, if people would get stopped. Where are you going? I'm going to an open house. That might not be
Well, they can go to essential businesses. So if we're an essential business, then
right.
we're doing something part of
I'm
that.
going to look at real estate. That would be the answer. So you can try it, see what happens, see what kind of traffic you get. I'd be quite interested. Myself, I'm actually planning over the next couple of weeks to do a couple of open houses. So I'll keep you posted on that activity as well.
Okay, thanks, Alan.
Mike Nahum just posted this to everyone. KV Core has a link on the tutorial section on how to do virtual open houses, and he included the link. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. And Mike's drinking water, which just reminded me I'm thirsty. Anything else? Did everybody get a copy of the document I emailed out? Okay. Well, you're welcome. I will put the university back online here for me. I'll be back in the chat room there if anyone wants to see me afterward. Email me, text me, call me. I'm here to support you guys and help you any way I can. I hope you found this informative. We put a lot of work into this, especially working with our vendors. The vendor list on here, they've been vetted and they're going to help us. I think they'll be a great asset. Now you have a package. You can actually go to a listing. You can even talk to your buyer and say, hey, look, we can ask for these things, or you can just go and do a video tour for them. Things like that we can do to reduce. But read the NAR article and just let's all keep safe and keep smart and stay healthy. God bless all of you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Alan.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Alan.